if all the rainforest went, we'd disappear with it. I think there's no doubt about that. Just give you one paradisical day in the rainforest, which anybody could repeat. So halfway up the Siapa River, months inside the Amazon, and the rivers had risen 40 feet, and we got into a little tiny canoe, a fishing canoe, from the main dugout, left the main dugout behind, a kuriara they're called, very unstable, and went through the trees. That in itself is wonderful. You're actually floating in the treetops, and then out into a lake which nobody knew was there, and in this lake, right beside us, wonderful. First thing that happened was river dolphins appeared. They go, and they're turning like that. They move like that through the water, very muddy water, and they touch their flippers. And that was an extraordinary sight. These beautiful dolphins, and then further on, these giant otters appeared. Brazilian otters. They have a white front, and they really wanted us off their patch. They're huge, these things. They were right beside the canoe, and the whole place was surrounded by giant turtles. You just see the head and then the shell, and the air was full of these wonderful birds called plumbeous kites. So they look like falcons, but they've got no real power. So these beautiful black and white things in the sunlight are just ravishingly beautiful. But we were really after a bird that I'd always wanted to see, called a hoatzin. Now, it's about the size of a pheasant, and it has wonderful blue bits and red eyes and a crazy sort of punk crest. But the reason I wanted to see it was because the young have hooks on their elbows, and their reaction when there's danger around is to jump straight into the water, the chicks, and then they, when whatever it is has passed, they can get back up the tree. And in fact, we got there, and they smell bad, these birds, and they look prehistoric, as if they shouldn't fly, with their feathers all over the place. And we got right in amongst them, and they all looked down at us, punks, and with this crest on top, and they were going, and I think that means piss off in Hoatzin. Most wonderful place on earth. But again, you can't expect it to love you just because you love it. It's also full of all our oldest parasites, and packed with interesting diseases. The complete eradication of the rainforest, and you can say goodbye to humanity. That's what I think, anyway.